don't know if it was the salad that got me that day.
Oh,
Something
CJ.
got you.
sick. Just that one
All
night?
night long.
All night long, oh.
It's like
I was up till
That's
3
how I
in the
was
morning.
about a month ago.
Like
Something
more to
got
do
me
with
good.
when I was leaving, everybody just went, oh, what's happening?
I crushed up all day.
You're supposed to like something like
Yeah.
this done.
Well, you were so sick, it just
things,
took
but
it all
my
out of
inbox
you.
Oh.
has been just
Yeah.
like literally a train wreck the last 2 years, just with all the.
Yeah, I got a phone call.
Well, my
Up the Public Service Committee meeting here at the Robert Jones Municipal Building, Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. It's a little after 6. Roll call, please.
Vice Chairman Sherry Pickering.
Here.
Alderman Eve Ludwig.
Present.
Tricia Teague. Robert Williams. Darren York.
Here.
John Cooper.
Here.
Chairman Rick Strebe.
Here.
6 present.
6 present, thank you. Puts us to item number 2, approval of the minutes for 1/23/24. I'll need a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any questions, changes, additions? If not, all those in favor of the minutes being approved, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 3, approval of the agenda for this evening. I'll need a motion in a second to approve the agenda.
So move.
Second.
And a motion in a second. Is there any questions? Not, all those in favor of the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Puts us item number 4, audience comments.
Thank you, Chairman. Has everyone had a chance to complete a yellow audience comment card who wishes to speak this evening? Okay, when I call your name, please come to the podium and you will have 3 minutes to speak. Have Michael Gregory of Danville regarding the liquor and gaming ordinance.
Thank you. First off, I'd just like to thank the mayor, corporate council, city clerk, and all the aldermen who worked through a whole lot of iterations of the liquor and video gaming ordinance. Excuse me. We recognize a lot of hard work has gone into this process. Appreciate the support shown to our businesses and also appreciate the opportunity to provide our input. We welcome open discussion and would gladly partner with you inside or outside city council meetings. We also greatly appreciate the work that was done anticipating our questions, such as comparing fees around surrounding communities. That work and the resulting spreadsheets and documents that have been prepared have been very helpful. That said, we're very focused on the issues that impact us most directly. Liquor license rate change, the proposed video gaming hall license, outdoor cafe rider, package rider, and pickup and delivery riders. Now, the mayor has shared some new information as of this afternoon that I wasn't aware of that has changed our point of view on this quite significantly. Specifically, the new video game hall licenses will be converted from existing licenses and will be 10 or 9 of those. So that leaves only 1 remaining. So that's still a little bit of a concern, but it's reduced our concern significantly. We were all afraid, and there's a lot of bar owners here, that we'd have a lot of new gaming parlors in town. Now, our one question on this may be, is 10 the right number or should it be 9? But we made a huge step in the right direction. Also, the one new gaming parlor in town generated over 10% of the non-casino revenue last month. That's quite a bit. That hurts the casino, hurts all of us. Also, that new gaming parlor is a part of the chain, so none of that money stays in Danville, or very little. Second topic is the license change from $1,375 to $1,800. That's a 30% increase, and we believe that these licensing fees should be decreased or remain the same rather than increased. And just a couple of points to talk about with those. First of all, the casino in Danville has introduced a lot of new competition, and we have data to show that since the casino's opened, our gaming revenue, non-casino, has started to decline, and that's only picked up. In January 2024, our gaming revenue was down about 30% from January 2023. I suspect that bar and restaurant sales have suffered as well since the casino's opened. All arguments for not increasing our license. Secondly, we heard at the February 20th meeting from the City Comptroller, the city's planning for $410,000 in revenue from liquor sales this coming fiscal year, most of which goes to the Danville Civic Center. Many people don't realize there's an 11.25% sales tax in the city of Danville on on-premise alcohol, 10.25% on food. In the county, it's 6.5%. That's a very significant difference. 11.25% sales tax add 30 cents to the bottle of beer. That's pretty significant considering how little we pay for a beer. The outdoor cafe rider, I also heard from Mayor Williams this afternoon that we are not going to be charged a $600 fee. So thank you very much. That's great news. And for the package rider and the pickup and delivery riders, thank you again for thinking of our needs. Our needs have changed a little bit since the pandemic, but these are still valuable tools for us to have. But we got to put this in perspective a little bit too. We cannot compete with packaged liquor stores. They buy a lot more product than we do. They get much bigger price breaks than we do. Our package sales will be the occasional 6-pack of beer that's sold to a customer on the way home, for my business at least. Maybe a little bit different elsewhere. That is not worth $600 to me. It's worth $50.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next.
Peter Blackman of Danville regarding the liquor ordinance.
Thank you, and I'll be brief. Michael said most of what needed to be said. The one thing that we're simply, one of the things we're asking for you tonight is to maybe slow this all down just a moment and consider tabling all the things before you so that maybe those of us that actually are license holders have a chance to maybe get some input from all of you and potentially supply you with some input from our side of things. So it's not necessarily the point to berate you, to beat a dead horse, and be redundant in all of these comments, but it is something we'd like to see. Maybe you can slow down. Is there a hurry on any of this? Can we take a minute, take a step back, and involve us in the process? Thanks.
That's all I have, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else like to address the Public Services Committee this evening? All right, thank you. Chairman's comments. Get ready for the cold coming tomorrow, folks. Number 6, approval of payrolls for 2/23 of 24. I'll need a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any questions on the payrolls? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Ludwig.
Yes.
Teague.
Yes.
Williams. York.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Streebing.
Yes.
6 yes.
Yes, the motion carries. Thank you. Number 7, approval of vouchers payables. We have a regular run for 2/27 of 24 and a special run for 2/27 of 24. I'll need a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any questions on the vouchers payables? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Teague.
Yes.
Williams. York.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Streebing.
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. Motion carries. Puts us to item number 8, City Clerk's report. Ms. Lisa Munson and her items of information.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to let everyone know the office will be sending out annual business license renewals in mid-March, and we're continuing our weekly meetings with our new license software provider. And then we've also been working on the spreadsheets and the liquor ordinance, so hopefully if anybody has any questions during item 14A, I can answer those. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Is there any questions for Ms. Munson? Okay, thanks. Puts us to community relations. Ashley Greer's administrator. Sheet 9A, we have a resolution approving an application for AARP Community Challenge Flagship Grant. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for your approval. I will need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on resolution 9A? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Williams. York.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Teague.
Yes.
Streebing.
Yes.
6 yes.
Yes, motion carries. Community relations, we have any items of information, Mayor?
Just want to remind everybody to come out to Danville's Got Talent on Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have a wide age of ranges. We have a wide range of talents. It's not just singing this year. We have a comedian and we have several dancers as well, and everything from like contemporary to more kind of, I would say, Afrocentric dancing. It's going to be pretty fun.
What times?
6:30 on Friday, Fisher Theater, 5 o'clock. You can buy tickets online or you can buy tickets at the door.
All right, thank you. Puts us to item number 10, finance. Ashlyn Macy is our comptroller. 10A, we have an ordinance amending section 39.07 of the city code pertaining to compensation of municipal employees. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for your approval. I will need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on ordinance 10A?
Yeah, what are we doing here? Seems like every other week we're doing this stuff.
Per chapter 39 of the City Code of Ordinances, the Finance Department is required to maintain a city wage chart. So what's happening on this wage chart in particular is there were a few vacant positions the last time a wage chart came through City Council and was approved. Those have since been filled or offers have been made, so not just the range, but the current salary of that specific position is now listed for your review and approval. The only other change outside of that is previously, the budget and wage chart accounted for 2 rehabilitation specialists, and I've been requested that 1 rehabilitation specialist, the IDA grant, be removed, and instead of creating a second fully new position, the current rehabilitation specialist that we have is going to take on that additional workload related to the IDA homeowner rehabilitation program grant. And so an adjustment has been made there for your review.
Ms. Teague, do you have a question?
It was answered.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else on this ordinance? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman York,
Yes.
Cooper,
No,
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
No.
Williams, Streebing,
Yes.
4 yes.
4 yes, thank you. Puts us to 10B, items of information and the personnel monthly report. Ms. Macy?
Are there any questions on the personnel report? Nope. Okay, the risk management report will be provided to you the next committee meeting. Our risk manager has been out for personal reasons, so that is not complete. I don't have any other updates. Thank you.
Thank you. Puts us to number 11, fire. Aaron Marcotte, Fire Chief. We have 11A, a resolution authorizing the application for assistance to firefighters grant AFG. Make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for your approval. I will need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on 11A's resolution? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Cooper,
yes,
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague, Williams, York,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes?
6 yes.
Yes, carries. Thank you. Puts us to items of information and the monthly report. Chief?
Well, still no ladder truck. I have a Zoom meeting with them Friday. They're basically saying 3 to 4 weeks at this point. Safe to say we're not very happy at this point with them. I'll be meeting with one of the vice presidents next week, but essentially the repairs that still need to be made still haven't been done. So they say it's a programming issue with some of the electronics in the truck. And there was some paint, but that's, so we'll be talking to them. Other than that, we had the 5 firefighters come off probation this week, which was good. They've all passed all the requirements, EMT. They're all now working. Well, they've been working, but they're all now on shift. A really good group of people we had. Completed all the requirements there. The fire department for February, the physicals were most of our time throughout the day, getting people shuffled around for different fire department physicals, requirement for being on a hazmat team. So we do an annual physical for all the firefighters. In between that, just the daily training. We've asked for 2 appraisals to be completed on truck 2 and engine 19, so that if we ever get our ladder truck, we'll know what the value is for our trucks that we can get rid of. We're still waiting for that number to come back. Overall, they were in pretty good shape, had some pretty good parts to them, I guess, for the age of the trucks that they had and things. So hopefully we'll get a little more value out of them. We sold the old radio system off. $2,600 was the highest bid for that. We got a couple bids for those. Basically, they just take out the gold and the copper out of them and things like that. There's not much value to them as far as use. Some of the good things on grants. We had Ryan Allison dug into some of our older grants that were kind of outstanding, was able to get another $5,700 back I got an extra one there, but it's $5,700 out of those. This basically was leftover funds. He was able to capitalize, get that, and then we put that into some of the equipment that we purchased last month there. He also got notified yesterday that we had an overage on the FEMA grant we got last year for the Assistance for Firefighter grant, so we're going to be able to add a 7th person, so we'll be able to fund all their training and some of their initial cost suits and things like that. So that was a good amendment too as well from him. Mostly we'll continue with the physicals. We'd hoped to have an annual report to you today, but we just didn't quite get there with everything else that was going on in February. Fire events slowed down a little bit in February, thank goodness. So other than that, the calls are pretty steady. Same numbers as usual for this time of year. So other than that, I don't have much more.
Anybody have any questions for the chief? Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
What's this item number 12? Human Relations, Sandra French, Administrator.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
So for the period of January 16th through February 19th, the office handled 21 complaints, which consisted of the new complaints, police complaints, 2 complaints against city employees, 2 of those complaints, 9 housing complaints, and then of the other cases that are still open, I have 2 police complaints, employment, 4 complaints against city employees, 1, and housing complaint, 1. So that gives you a total of 21 complaints. Do you have any questions?
Anybody? No questions?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Finch. And item number 13, Information Technology. Agnell is off in training, so other than what we got in their packets, do you guys have any questions on what he sent? All right. Puts us to item number 14. Let me ask the mayor if he's on the updates that we talked about just a minute ago before we get into this ordinance.
Chairman, I think we technically need to put it on the table.
Oh,
before
okay, I'm sorry, yes,
Sorry about
okay,
that.
yep. Okay, 14A, we have an ordinance repealing and replacing Danville City Code Chapter 96, intoxicating liquors, and repealing Danville City Code Section 118 through 090 through 118 through 999, video gaming. I'll make the motion to approve dispense with the reading and ask for approval. I will need a second.
Second.
All right.
Thanks, Chairman. So the changes that the updates I wanted to make sure everybody was clear about. Number 1, we'll be transferring existing licenses, some of them over to this gaming hall license. So 8 of those licenses will be taken automatically. The 9th one will be taken as soon as an existing licensee that's changed hands gets their license from the state. So that means that there will be only 1 gaming hall license available. Essentially, there are a number of places that operate as gaming halls already, because the way our ordinance is written, we cannot stop someone from having, I cannot deny them a license if they meet all the criteria to do so. Doing that would be discrimination, and it also would subject me and the city to a host of lawsuits. So what we tried to do with the new ordinance is to make it clear what exactly video gaming halls are. And again, 9 of those slots will already be taken, so there would only be 1 more available. Second, there was some question about a comparison between us and the county with the proposed increase in the liquor license and the gaming license, which there's no proposed change in the fee on that. It would be $2,400 total. And in the county, they pay $2,500 for a liquor license and gaming license combination. So we would still be lower than the county as a whole. However, Mr. Gregory did ask me, well, Mayor, what about Tilton? In Tilton, they pay $1,000 for their liquor license as well as $100 per fee per terminal, so that's $1,600. And our clerk updated those things on the sheet for you, so I just wanted to be able to be sure that you are aware of that, so you could see those things for comparison. Yes, Corporation Counsel.
I believe you also mentioned that we were not going to require a rider for outdoor cafe rider if it's on private property.
That's right.
Such as an establishment's parking lot, but it would be required if it's going to be on city property, such as a sidewalk.
That's correct. Thanks for the reminder. So those are the updates, and I just wanted to be sure that the public and you as owners were clear about those.
Is there any other questions from the committee?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, explain a couple of these things. These outdoor cafe riders, the bars have a patio, smoking areas outside. There any fees for them or not?
Smoking areas, no, they have to abide by Smoke Illinois law, which everybody has to abide, 15 feet from the main entrance. If the patio, if they're serving alcohol on the patio and it's on their property, no. If they're taking up city property, let's say an unused alleyway, that still is an alleyway and hasn't been vacated, or a sidewalk in front of or on the side of the establishment, yes. They want to put tables out on a sidewalk, a city sidewalk.
That eliminates about all the bars in town on that one. Package rider, what is that?
I didn't hear the rest of it.
Package rider, what is
What
that?
did that mean is an establishment that sells alcohol for consumption on premises. They can apply for and obtain, if they want to, a package rider, which will allow them to sell packaged liquor for off-premises consumption. The liquor would have to be sold intact with the manufacturer's seal and all, not open liquor.
So if a bar sells a six-pack to a guy leaving the bar, is he gonna have to pay that $600 or not?
If they want to sell a six-pack for off-premises consumption, yes.
Pickup and delivery rider, explain that one.
This has been a trend in many communities where people call up an establishment, it could be package store or whatever, they'd like to order package type liquor, and they'll come and pick it up, or Uber, assuming the driver is over the age of 21, can deliver it to the house or the business. So it's a convenience, and it also opens up another market.
Well, we might as well go down the line. Seasonal performance rider, don't know what that one is either.
If they want to have, performances on their premises, bring in country bands, rock bands, whatever bands they want to have for performances, they can do that when they obtain a seasonal performance rider.
So if I guess that brings up a new question. If they have a band at a bar, they're gonna have to pay $300 additional money to do that? Is that what you're saying?
If they're going to put on seasonal performances, yes.
They currently pay, is it $250, city clerk?
They pay $250 for that?
That's correct.
So in reality, we're looking at $1,800, which is a 24% increase on the license. Then we're going to go after another $600 if they sell a six-pack. So we're up to $2,400. We do a pickup, which probably a lot of them don't do that, but season performance rider, a lot of these bars have bands. Another $300, so we're up pretty close to what, $2,700 if you add all that together.
It's a $425 increase for their liquor license and a $50 increase for the seasonal performance. So it would be a total of $475 increase.
Yeah, and I'm dead set against it. You got Tilton here at 1,000. Vermilion County's 1,000.
Vermilion County's 2,500.
What's the 1,000 here for on the bar?
If they want to do the same things that you mentioned.
But I think, from what I've seen, and this is a healthy increase, and it is 23%. I think we're making up for lost time.
It's 31%.
Okay, 31, and 23 would have been better. 31.
Make sure we're honest.
Well, I understand that, but I think we're going after everything all at once. We haven't had a raise in since 2003, so it seems like we're making up for lost time, which I think is unfair to these guys. if I supported any of it, I would rather see 1,500 instead of the 1,800, and gradually increase it later on down the years, which probably we should have done anyway. But so therefore, I'm going to make a motion to make this $1,500 instead of an $1,800 fee for the proposed rate.
Alderman Cooper, a point of clarification, would you then want to lower the video gaming hall license by $300 as well? Because I know we worked to match it so that they were paying the same rate that you guys are paying at the video gaming hall.
Sure.
Or would you want to, okay, so then it'd be $1,500 for an A license, Class A bar license, and $2,100 for a Class VG video gaming hall license. Is that correct?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
I would definitely support that.
Mayor, so we're gonna leave restaurant at,
Oh, yeah, we need to bring that down too. So restaurant, Ms. Alderman Cooper, would you entertain a friendly motion to make the restaurant restaurant license the same as the Class A and at 1,500 as well? Because that was 1,800 also.
Yeah, I would, if that's in fairness, if we're going along with the rest of it.
And Alderman York, do you?
I would
support
second that.
Okay.
I've just got a problem with the 23% increase. Okay, so we've got a second out here.
Sure. Got a motion and a second on that.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Uh,
I had
ooh.
Mayor, I had Vice Mayor first, please.
Okay.
My only question, and it's really just to make sure that everybody understands, what is the impetus behind doing this now?
Yeah.
Actually, that's not my only question, but that's one of my questions. So what is the impetus behind doing this now?
One of the big reasons is because the ordinance hasn't been updated in so long. The other big reason is that the business owners have come to me asking for things like growlers, asking to be able to deliver, asking to be able to make package sales. And so lawfully they can't now. I want to make sure that they can explore all the different options that they want to as business owners. You go to any other town and they have growlers, right? If you have a specialty beer on tap that you can't get anywhere else, if they want to be able to fill up something that can be sealed back up, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's great. Anything that we can do to keep business here in our town, I think is a good thing. So basically, one of the big reasons is to try to address some of the concerns that they've had and the things that they've requested from me. But City Clerk, I know that this is something that you've worked on for a while.
yeah, I think we also wanted to combine the video gaming and the liquor just to make that a little more clear. And those licenses will come due at the same time. The previous video gaming ordinance that always expired in April. And so this one will expire at the same time as the liquor, which is the end of June. And there were just some other things that needed updated throughout the ordinance.
So it makes it easier for them too, because they're not having to come to us twice, having to get something in by April and then a couple months later turning around and filling out more paperwork and things like that. So the other reason, was for that purpose, to make it easier for them. Also, we don't say this expressly anywhere, but it would be our intent, because there will be a 2-month gap between when video gaming existing licenses end and when the new ones start under the new ordinance, that those months would be free for the owners. So May and June would be free this year to the bar owners as well.
And I just want to make one thing clear. So in reality, including the gaming license and all that, we're only going to be charging an additional $125 if this passes. Everything.
Well, and then if they do outdoor, which I know a number
Right.
of them do,
Okay,
$50.
I get
So it'd be
that.
$175 total. Yes, sir.
And the others are just options that they can buy into if they want. Yeah.
That's correct.
Have we always had that $300 fee for the bands?
for a long time, yes. And previously, before we had the SPOE, which is a special event outdoor entertainment, That was previously $250. We were just charging a special event permit each time they had an event outdoors with a band. And so it was a little, actually less to do the $250 for the season instead of charging for each event.
Because we have some establishments, you know, the folks represented in this room that do 20, 24 events, so they were paying well over, some of them well over $500. So we said, we thought that that was ridiculous, quite honestly. So we said, listen, just charge one fee if you're gonna do the outdoor stuff. Let us know when the outdoor stuff is. That way it's cheaper, and it also helps them plan better too. And
Okay,
it helps us plan better.
Clarification, is that outdoor or indoor? Indoor? Is that
No,
excluded?
they don't have
Outdoor.
to do anything.
Outdoor only. Okay, good enough.
Is there any other questions? Vice Mayor, do you have anything else?
I think the only other question I have is clarification around the package and pickup delivery. So it's only for like bottles or things that are sealed directly from the manufacturer. So let's say, for example, one of our bars comes up with a specialty drink of their own. That could not be included. Like somebody couldn't say, oh, I want the Danville tonic. I'm just making up a name. Because I always go there and get the Danville tonic. And I want to be able to have that at my party at my house instead of being at the bar.
It would have to be sealed in a growler.
Okay.
with-
So, because the example you gave was beer, which comes bottled by the bottlers. So
Right,
that's why
but they might, like, you know, specialty draft beers, they might get something from Big Thorn or something from, I don't know the others, I don't drink beer, y'all know I like the sweet stuff, but anyway, you know, things that they would have on tap essentially. And that's why we included the provision for growlers specifically for that purpose.
And I think a lot of this happened during COVID, so we could try to help them out a little bit. And it's just being updated with
Alright.
the growler, so.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Yes.
I think there might be a Scrivener's error in 96.29. Under A, sales and service of alcoholic to minors, it might be alcohol. I'm just wondering if that is.
Yes, it's just a typographical error. We'll make sure that we fix that.
Legal, you had something?
Two things. I think I misspoke about the seasonal performance. Bands inside, you don't need a seasonal performance. It would be outside in the parking lot or something like that. Question for you, Alderman Cooper. You indicated you wanted to change the restaurant license. Right now, we have two of them. We have a B, which is restaurants that sell beer and/or wine, and we have an R, Class R, that sells spirits, beer, and wine. Which one are you seeking to, or both?
It's the R, I think, where they offer all the liquor, because that's the one that's the same as A. And he was trying to maintain parity between the licenses, I believe.
Okay, because
So that one would make it then 15, there are by 1,500.
right now, at least in the draft I pulled off of the packet, the Class R is already at 1,500.
It,
And the A is at 18, and I think the motion was to lower it to 15.
that's right.
Right.
Okay, so they'd be in parity is what you're saying. Okay.
Is there any other questions at this time? All right, due to the fact that we have changed the original ordinance in front of us and we had a motion and a second, there's no other questions. I guess we have to vote on the amendment first. So roll call on the amendment for repealing and replacing the Danville City Code Chapter 96 on intoxicating liquors.
If you would, so yes would be accepting the changes that Alderman Cooper and York proposed, and a no would be opposing those changes.
And for clarification, those changes are 1,500 for Class A, 1,500 for Class R, and 2,100 for Class VGH.
That's correct.
Roll call, please.
Vice Chairman Pickering,
Yes.
Alderman Ludwig,
Yes.
T,
Yes.
Williams, York,
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, the amendment passes. So that puts us back to the original ordinance, right?
As amended, yes, sir.
As amended.
That's correct.
Okay, I've got an additional. The city of Danville, I've got a problem with them holding a liquor license. I'm probably gonna lose on this one, but I just don't think it's fair. If somebody drives over that hill at Harrison Park, who's responsible? We'd be liable for it, wouldn't we?
We're liable for it if we allow a third-party vendor to sell liquor there, which we have for the last 20 years.
How would we be liable? We pay the dram and everything for Harrison Park?
It's included as part of our insurance package, and it doesn't, I'll have to verify, but it did not change our, increase our liability or increase our charges as well.
I guess my concern is it's just a liability exposure that I don't like being on, but I mean, and I don't like that. I won't support that either, to be honest with you. So, I mean, I'm not gonna make any motions for it or anything. I just got a problem with that.
In order to sell liquor there, we have to have someone that's a license holder. The state wouldn't allow us to sell it without being a license holder. So the only other way that we could offer liquor at the golf course, which I don't suppose you would say that we shouldn't offer liquor there, is if we hire an outside party to provide liquor service at Harrison Park.
But when Brock had that, didn't he found somebody and they ran their own LLC and
It was
did
his
that.
LLC.
Huh?
It was his LLC. So
And
he
we
was the
can't
liquor
require
holder.
that now to be part of the package of the golf person we hire or whatever.
The golf person is our employee, and let's just say I have every confidence and faith in our new professional. I think he's outstanding, going to do a great job.
I'm not gonna dispute that one bit.
But where I'm going with this is that under the old system, it created some issues, and it made it tough. It presented a lot of challenges, and also this is a way to help Harrison Park Golf Course also not only break even but then thrive. That way, it can pay for its own maintenance versus the general taxpayer having to subsidize it.
I just don't like the city being on that liability. That's my feelings toward it. I mean, where they sell alcohol there or not, yeah, is it a requirement? No. I mean, is it a good thing? Yeah, but I just don't like the city being on the liability end of that. And I don't know how many municipalities go out and buy beer. I mean, I'm sure we're in the minority on that too, but that's just my personal feelings. I just want to state them.
Do we have anything else?
Oh, Chairman.
Yes, Mike?
Just a couple questions. Is this on? Yes. Okay. Just a couple questions. So you're saying out of the 29 establishments that currently hold a video gaming license, there's only be one of those that will, or there's still one remaining that will be able to be a video gaming hall?
Yes, Chairman.
So out of these 29, most of them you don't know who in the heck they are because they're owned by a corporation or out of town.
Chairman, think as I said to Mike, think non-restaurants and non-bars.
Yeah. So we allow 10, so there's already 9 of those taken.
There are 8 currently taking, and there's one establishment that they're just waiting for their license to arrive from the state, so that'll be the 9th.
So 8 of the 10 are already taken.
And the
Possibly
9th one will be, it's literally was just a transfer of property, so when that corporation changed, they have to go to the state and get their license.
Because I know Debbie's we brought up before. I mean, Debbie's is really Cardinal Restaurant Group Danville LLC. That's their corporation that owns them. Non-local.
Several of our establishments are owned by non-local owners.
Well, I mean, this, off the video gaming report from the Illinois Gaming Board, I mean, it lists all 29, it lists their revenues. You know, some of these that I used to look at back in the day are down, 600, 700%, or, well, that's pretty, I won't say, 300 to 400% on what they were taking in several years ago because of the 162 terminals that are there now. I mean, so we're dropping the video gaming hall from the 24 to the 21. Transferring 8 of these 29 to the VGT or VGH classification, leaving 1 in progress, 1 still available.
That's
And
correct.
that will never change. Total license we have are 33.
That's correct.
So there's still 4, I guess 2 normal, as the law was written for, truck stops, fraternal organizations, bars, and some retail. So that, I mean, that's was the original law anyway. All of a sudden we got way away from that. But, I mean, I would like to see, I mean, if, I'm sure we probably have it, you know, what these corporations, what place is it really? You know, you can look at some of them, but I have no idea what 33 RPMs LLC is, or City Liquor Inc. has 2 of them. You know, JYOT 11 Inc. I mean, what's that? You know, I mean, some of the other ones you know who they are, but there's just a lot that, you know, we're kind of in the dark about. But, I mean, they've all passed background checks and all that, don't get me wrong, you have to for get a license. But still, it'd be nice to know locally, you know, who's out there. It's going to be a
I
video.
can provide you.
Can you do that?
Yes.
That'd be good. And then, I think Coop got most of the other stuff answered that I had questions on, but, I think that's pretty fair compromise. I think that there's only going to be 1 more of those so-called video gaming halls allowed, and lowering the license fees and clarifying what, you know, you can have a band on your own property. Inside, I understand if you have a big event outside, that's a different license thing. That's always been that way. So, thank you for that. That's all I've got.
All right. Puts us to 14A with the amendment we passed. Ordinance repealing and replacing Danville City Code Chapter 96, intoxicating liquors, and repealing Danville City Code Section 118-090 through 118-999 for video gaming. No more questions. Roll call, please.
Alderman Ludwig,
Yes.
T,
Yes.
Williams, York,
Yes.
Cooper,
No.
Pickering,
Yes.
Streving,
Yes.
5 yes.
5 yes, the motion carries. Thank you. Puts us item number 15, Police Chief Griff Yates. We have 15A, a resolution authorizing the purchase of 2 police service K-9s and accepting the police K-9 agreement with Midwest Professional K-9 Services and Paul Aday K-9 Suites, LLC. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for your approval. I will need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on Resolution 15A? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman T,
Yes.
Williams, York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Streving,
Yes.
6 yes.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Excuse me,
Yes.
Chairman, did we skip 14B?
Yeah, I was wondering about
Oh, I'm
that.
sorry. I guess I did.
Jim's leaving.
Legal, let's go back to 14B, I'm sorry.
If you're in the middle of a vote, go ahead and finish it up.
Well, I messed you,
That's
had
all
my
right.
amendment stuff down here.
Thank you.
Item of information, your monthly report, I'm sorry.
Okay, you have our monthly report. I was not able to get the cover memo, but it's exact same cover memo, fortunately and unfortunately, as last month. But our new inspector, Matt Williman, is catching on in his training very fast. I think we've got ourselves yet another top flight inspector. The inspectors are making progress in making some of the glitches in citizen serve that we've experienced go away. We've developed some workarounds, and I think it's going to work out well. Also, the mayor has made an offer which was accepted by Leon Parker to succeed me, and he will start on March 6th, Tuesday.
Pending your approval, that's, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah, of course. And some of you may be very familiar with him because he's been a hearing officer in our city court for many years. So he knows city court very well. And I've already met with him and briefed him on at least one issue. Got a lot of issues to go over between now and closing on Friday. But I think he's going to catch on quickly. I think he'll enjoy him. He's a neat guy.
Is there any questions for legal for Mr. James Simon? Yes, Vice Mayor.
The code inspection map, will it remain the same and the new inspector just replace the prior inspector in terms of?
Yes, Matt Williman has taken over Brandon Schweizer's area.
Is there any other questions for Mr. Simon?
Chairman, I'd just like to publicly thank Jim again for all the great work he's done for us. We've really made a lot of progress under your leadership, particularly with code enforcement and taking back this city and getting rid of blight. And I just have to say, I thank you. Your time with us has been incredibly fruitful, and you will be missed. And we just appreciate everything that you've done and your leadership.
Thank you, and I will miss everybody that I've come to know here. I've been in a number of legal situations of different types, and I will tell you, I am very pleased and proud to say I am going out on top. That Danville has been clearly the highlight of my career. Phenomenal place and phenomenal people and a great place to work, and I thank everyone for that.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. All right, let's go back to 15B, and I'm sorry for that. We have a resolution approving an application for a CSX Community Service Grant. I'll make the motion to approve and dispense with the reading and ask for your approval. I will need a second, please.
Second.
Is there any questions on 15B's resolution? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman York,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Williams, Strebe,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, the motion carries. Puts us to items of information and the January 2024 crime data report. Chief?
Yeah, some of the numbers you look at where it says like 200% increase, well, the original number was 1. So like whenever you see a small increase, it's not something to get panicked. I'd much rather be looking at the green 200 or 300%. Then I'd spin it some positive way for you. But essentially, we're still seeing the numbers that we're wanting to see going in the direction that we're wanting them to go, but we still have a lot of work to do. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
So it's still January. Sort of bailed me out a little bit, but I don't have an annual report ready yet either. We ran into a couple hiccups and other things, but we'll hopefully have that to you within a short amount of time, reasonable amount of time anyway. Anybody have any questions on any of that?
No.
Okay, the 4 officers we have in Police Training Institute, I haven't heard anything negative, so that's all positive. They don't tell us anything unless it's something negative. I'm confident in the 4 that we have over there. We have, right now we're putting together a new candidates list. We've got physical agility testing Saturday. I think we've got a promising list of good candidates. Again, we test every 3 times a year to refresh the list, so we may have smaller numbers, but I think our quality is constantly turning over, and it's reflective of the officers that we've hired in the last few years. Training center, I'd like to say it's going to be complete on March 12th, the week of March 12th. If anything, it's going to be maybe some small things like some of the pads on the wall. Hopefully it'll be hung up by then, but Everything's going as scheduled. The Juvenile Training Center, Friendly Town, which you all know. A lot of work was done out there in the last couple weeks, and that's going to be moving forward. A lot of that's based off seasonal needs as far as getting people out there, but it will, I'm pretty certain we'll be on schedule with that. Again, and I've said it before, we would not be able to be where we're at without all the cooperation, collaboration between the departments within the city. Working with Public Works, working with everything from engineers to Joe, and of course the grants, Kaylee Sanchez, all that stuff's coming together. So a lot of credit goes to all of those folks that are helping. Citizens Academy, April 25th through June 13th. You're all invited again. So I'll be poking at you, hoping that you attend. You'll learn a lot of things about the police department that you may not have known. Or if you've been there before, there's been a lot of changes in the last 5 years. And I've been involved in a lot of them, but to see them actually work and how they're working is sort of validates different decisions made. They will be at the new training center, so there's going to be different things that you're going to be able to enjoy that you weren't able to see before. So not only to you all, but we're going to be reaching out to the public and hoping anybody that's interested in how the police department operates, things that you may not have known before or understood, it's a good opportunity to see that. We're also working with community stakeholders in getting interest in other things going on, both at the training center. Remember, it's not the Danville Police Department Training Center. It's the Danville Police Department Police Community Training Center. So I'm hoping for every training class that we have out there that's police only, we'll also have one that's police community. So that's a big thing, and I need everybody's help on that. Also with Friendly Town, with a lot of work, we're hoping that it's going to look as good as it did, or if not better than it did in 1970. Each one of those islands out there, there's I think 11 islands. We're wanting community support as far as adopting those islands, and then we'll have a stipend set up to where people can tell us what they need as far as landscaping needs, and we're not paying people to do it, and it's not charging people to do it. We just need their backbone and muscle, and then we'll do some neat things after that. Ashton's is working on that. She's going to be putting something out here shortly. Other than that, that's all I got. Any questions?
When were the classes again?
I believe it starts April 25th through June 13th. It's once a week. I believe it's on a
Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday, and 6 o'clock to 8:30.
And I will tell you, it's a class that everyone needs to go to. It opens your eyes to a lot of things.
I know it's illegal, but it's going to be like the old Citizens Academy on steroids, figuratively speaking. So it's going to be quite something. I'm excited about it.
And not like the ones you see in the movies, though. We're not giving folks guns and all of that. So
simulators.
It's simulated, yes,
right,
simulated.
right.
Yes.
I shot the roof.
All right, with no other questions, thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you.
That puts us to items of information. Let's see, closed sessions, there's no need. And items of information. Mayor, you had something to update for us?
Sure. I can't tell you how many calls, emails, stops in persons that I've seen about the mall. There are lots of things going on there, but the biggest one that I've been getting a lot is that they are kicking everyone out so they can turn it into a housing center for illegal immigrants. Well, because we're not receiving communication from them, I can't tell you with 1,000% certainty that they're not. However, what I can say is that they would have to take a lot of steps to do so. For number one, right now it is not a housing facility. They would have to meet all of our codes, our ordinances, and our zoning in order to make that change, which would mean they would have to come and get permits and also receive a certificate of occupancy once it's done. So you're talking about millions of dollars to convert this over to a residential facility. So if you could please, if you have shared, not share that, because there's just no truth to it so far as I know. We've been clear where we stand on this issue, although we love everyone, and if anyone is here, we will do our best to take care of them. We're not welcoming folks who have not come here lawfully.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes.
Anybody else have any items of information? If not, taking care of everything that was on the agenda this evening, I will accept a motion in the second to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned.